Claire is practicing her breathing for her upcoming yoga retreat in Bali. Has she ever done yoga before? No. But Claire worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Join our 19 million customers today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisor Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Om Namaste.
Have I Got News for You is back for another season. Roy Wood Jr., Amber Ruffin, and Michael Ian Black are finding the funny in the week's biggest stories. Have I Got News for You, Saturday at 9 on CNN, and stream next day on Max.
Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, so I don't know if I've mentioned this YouTuber's name before. I have before in videos, but I can't remember if I have on my podcast. But regardless, no, I'm going to be talking about the YouTuber Synnibear03. I feel like, I have been talking about somebody that she is aware of recently, but no, I haven't really sat down and added in my 2 cents on her situation because it's something where this is overall how Just a Robot's video should have went, because I'm not going to be trying to reason with her, understand her, you have it where just making it where I play the victim card for her. No, none of that. I'm like, what she did was flat out wrong. So I guess for those that are unaware of the situation and don't really know of the YouTuber that Just a Robot defended. So anyways, so Synnibear03 is an adult. And she was engaging in an inappropriate conversation with the minor. I guess it was going along the lines where they were sending some weird art towards each other. It was some art where I'm like, I don't even think I would send that to another adult. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I guess, yeah, maybe within that community, that's normal. But this was the same exact thing that I was talking about years ago. I think, so I was going through this situation before I got into it with Just a Robot, and it's just crazy how, like, I'm thinking of it now. It's just that full circle moment. But anyways, getting back to Synnibear, I'll talk on that situation, the community that I got into it with back in 2016, and it was kind of like I wouldn't necessarily say it was the same type of stuff, but it had like that same vibe and things. But anyways, so Synnibear03, she gets called out by her own roommate, out of all people. She gets called out by her own roommate, and for obvious reasons and things. But anyways, gets called out by her roommate. She does a video, I guess, soon after the roommate had uploaded their video and apologized for the situation. Okay, should have just been left at just with that, right? Just the apology. And then, you just go on about your business. You admit that you were wrong for what you did. You apologize. You apologize to the victim, and you never engage in no stuff like that again, right? That's the normal thing to do. She decides to take down her apology video and pretty much tries to defend her situation. Overall, I guess trying to shed some light on her and things. Now, I don't know what she overall said in her video. I haven't seen the video. I don't care for watching any of her videos. Maybe, I guess, to have a little bit more to talk about for the sake of this episode, I maybe should have watched the videos and stuff. But, overall, I'm like, fam, there's no defending that, and that's something where this is going to probably be the main question that I ask throughout this episode. But I guess put yourself in the shoes of a parent, right? You got kids, and you somehow, some way come across your kids' messages, and you see them having an inappropriate conversation with an adult. How is that going to make you feel? How are you going to overall respond to that? See, the thing is this, and that's something where, shifting gears and talking about Just a Robot, I know him and his fans, anytime when I would call them out on some stuff or tell them to put themselves in somebody's shoes, they always say, no, I'm not going to do that. And it's something where I like more so with content creating, I would tell them, I'm like, okay, put yourself in the shoes of a content creator. They're like, oh, well, I'm not a content creator, so therefore I'm not trying to hear that during this episode. Yeah, maybe with that content creating stuff that can slide, but as a parent, that's not gonna slide. I want a legitimate answer for that. What would you do? And this is just talking to anybody out there trying to defend Synnibear. What would you do if you were a parent and you seen your kid having a conversation to the extent of Synnibear's with an adult? You're going to feel a certain way about that. And I'm not trying to hear if my kid and the adult is, no, there ain't no defending that. There's no defending that at all. Because if my thing is this, if the internet went into an uproar with Synnibear, And then just with any other situation where a YouTuber then got caught up talking with a minor, regardless of however the conversation went, I'm not listening to you over literally the whole world. People have gone to prison behind stuff like this. And you over here trying to defend it. That's like, that's just one of those things where I'm like, you know what? You could defend it. All that's just showing me is that you're a weird individual yourself, where you think that type of stuff is normal. And I'm like, yeah, when you find yourself locked behind some prison bars and you're trying to figure out, dang, when am I going to get out? And then you got prisoners beating you within an inch of your life because they got kids. They would love to see their kids. And here it is, you out here taking advantage of kids. Yeah, there's going to be some prisoners. You gonna mess around and be somebody's wife in there and things, because they going to be beating you left and right every single day. All right, I was watching that one TV show, 60 Days In. The guy, he didn't even see nothing on the TV of one of the people in that on that show. I guess because he was trying to say like the guy had he killed kid or did something to a kid, and he just started beating the guy over it. And the guy, he was a contestant on the show. He wasn't even in there for no crimes. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, if that crazy man was willing to do that, imagine you actually go to prison behind some crimes like that. And it's one of those things where I'm like, I've seen it one too many times. Like, I've seen the one video where the guy, he wasn't even having an inappropriate conversation with the minors, but like the word minor, minors, well, it was like AI art of minors. But overall though, he had AI art of some minors on his computer. Cops came in, raided his house, and then sometime later he ended up getting arrested behind it. Ended up making it, I guess, to the local news station. What else had happened? Yeah, he's facing some prison time behind that type of stuff. I don't know the extent of it, but I guess what happened after that, because it was like a body cam video that I was reacting to. But overall, it's like, fam, my question is to a person, is like, why can you not have this conversation with an adult? Why can you not engage in that type of stuff with an adult? And that's something where it's like with Synnibear, I'm like, you literally had the chance and opportunity. Like I'm trying to think, how many subscribers does she have? Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can open up. She has over 500,000 subscribers, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, out of all them 500,000 subscribers, you couldn't have not talked to at least one adult man or adult woman within them 500,000 subscribers, because I guarantee and I promise you there is somebody over the age of 18 that is subscribed to you, and you couldn't have had no conversations with them. Instead, you decide to have a conversation with a minor, and it was an inappropriate conversation at that. And we supposed to look at it as normal because you do a defense video behind it. There are some people, when it comes to content creating, where they truly do believe their own word over just common sense. And I'm like, man, that's just something where I'm like, just a robot, for an example. He over here sitting down, taking the time to do a defense video over it, and he's really believing in his own word over just flat out common sense. That's the part that really trips me out about some content creators. I ain't gonna say all content creators, but overall though, I do remember that there was a time where I had got into it with a community some years back, where so to give you guys a little bit of a backstory, there was somebody within that community that I was beefing with, and I seen that they were a fan of because it was it was a community based off of that cartoon character Thomas the Tank Engine. So anyways, there were adults within this community, and I just think that some people need to understand or be reminded, Thomas the Tank Engine, that's a show that's it's mainly made for kids. I guess kids that's trying to learn, kids that's trying to, at least that was the show that I was I watched some episodes of it when I was a kid, but that's something where I'm like, I have yet of a friend of age, and I'm like, fam, I've been an adult since my 18th birthday, and I have not heard not any of my friends talking about, oh, let's put on that new Thomas the Tank Engine episode. Let's watch that new Thomas the Tank Engine. There is not one single adult in this world, unless, maybe they're a fan or maybe they're behind this show, but overall, I'm like, I feel like that there has to be a legitimate reason on why you are watching that show. But if there ain't no legitimate reason on why you're watching that show as an adult, I'm gonna look at that as weird. I'm like, there has to be something wrong or something off. But I'm like, there ain't no normal-minded adult when you got all these different TV shows and movies, but you'd rather sit down and watch a show where it's primarily made for kids. So anyways, I seen that the person I was getting into it with was a fan of that show. And then he also was recruiting some people within that community. And they were people of age. There were people older than me in that community. I think the oldest I had seen was somebody in their 30s in that community. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you having a conversation with a 14 or a 15-year-old? This is somebody that is literally half your age, and you're having a conversation with them? How? Why? I mean, there's so many different questions that I can ask, but it's like, I have to say that's the main question. Why are you a 30-year-old man with a social media account designed of a character that's primarily meant for a cartoon character, for kids? And I'm thinking to myself, like, I seen the wrong with that. And I was like, I had called them people out. Next thing you know, I had that whole community after me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, at the time being, I was like, okay, I realized I offended people. I apologize. But then as the years went on, I still felt a certain way about that. I'm like, that wasn't right for them adults to be a part of that community, because I'm looking at it as like, if I'm over here at home waiting for my kid to come home from school, kid comes home, all of a sudden I see somebody twice their size talking about, oh yeah, me and them gonna go up in my room and watch Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm going to prison. I'm 100% going to prison if I see an adult walking behind my kid talking about me and your kid's gonna go watch Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm like, you gonna have to watch it from them pearly gates, or maybe I don't know, maybe what you doing, it might not be them pearly gates, it might be some red gates, and you gonna be beneath everybody, and it's gonna be a very extremely hot place. I'm like, that's how you gonna be watching it. But I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not going to look at that as being normal just because somebody's all like, oh well, my word is going against you, yours, and therefore on my platform my word is gonna, no, I'm not going based off of nobody's word. I'm going based off of the law. That, my thing is this: there should be no reason why you as an adult, and this is talking to Synnibear and any other YouTuber out there, like, my thing is this: if you out here engaging in a conversation with a minor that you can have in front of that minor's parents, okay, cool, have that, do that. But if you're out here having inappropriate conversations where it's like, yeah, you originally had to come out with an apology video over it, you should have known that that was wrong. And then you try to like delete the apology, double back, and try to defend yourself. There ain't no defense for that. There's none whatsoever. And then people sitting down trying to defend her. I'm like, fam, you can't defend that. Just be like, because, oh, I seen a video. My thing is this: without watching a video that's defending Synnibear, how could you truly defend this girl? Like, what could you possibly say to convince me that can, like, you know, because I feel like people would say, oh, well, the minor engaged in a conversation too. Okay, and they're a minor. They was literally born, like, I think they said the person was like 14 years old. They was literally born 14 years ago. Synnibear has some, like, she has some age above this person. She has more experience. She overall should know common sense. If you don't know common sense, fam. And I'm like, and that's the reason why I think Just a Robot took the time to defend her, because he did the same exact thing. He had it where somebody of a younger age had sent him some inappropriate art. I think that's how that went. I mean, even if the person was of age, still, you got, and I think that's what it was that he had them draw, I don't know whether it was a kid or an adult, but regardless, he did have somebody draw a picture of somebody else, and I'm thinking to myself, like, that's just an invasion of a person's privacy. I guess it was some content creator named Jaden Animation or something like that, and just to talk on that briefly, I'm like, that type of stuff is weird. You know, regardless of whether Jaden Animation is an adult or a minor, still, you out here asking for inappropriate art towards them, and they gave you no consent over that. And I know he would probably defend it all like, oh, well, she shouldn't have put her. No, I think he did. I think he did try to say some stuff all like, oh, well, then don't make your avatar all attractive. Why are you even looking at a person that way? It's one of those things where I'm all like, hey, look, bruh, you know, if people call you weird, people, you know, and it's not even on some stuff where it's all like, oh, like I'm saying it like in a funny way weird, like, no, just flat out weird, like something is legitimately wrong with your brain, you can't be upset with them. Because that's okay. So I guess, like, to just even ask that, how'd that make Just a Robot feel if I was going around asking for inappropriate art of his girlfriend, his mom, his sister, you know, somebody of a woman in his family? He's gonna feel a certain way about that. I mean, he felt a certain way about my opinion on a reaction video. So he would be boiling hot upset. I think for the first time, we would see Just a Robot outside of his whole robot character. And I'm telling you right now, if I did some video asking for inappropriate art of his girlfriend, oh, he would lose his mind over it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, people need to look at it that way, where it's like, put yourself in that person's shoes where you're that victim, or you're a friend of the victim, or family of the victim, and you see them going through some stuff like that. There's no defense for it. There's no defense for it whatsoever. So people need to understand that. People need to know that what Synnibear did, it was wrong. My thing is this, I don't even need to read all of the documents. I probably would one day, or watch a video if they cover it all, watch a video if they're covering in things. But overall, all I just need to see was the headline. She's out here having an inappropriate conversation with a minor. That's not normal at all. And I'm like, what she needs to do is put herself in them shoes of a parent, where it's like, okay, imagine you just seen your kid just get taken advantage of like that. You know, it's like, I'm not trying to, I guess, put this girl in this dark corner, but it's like, all I just want her to do is just realize that she was wrong for what she did. You know, maybe, one day the world may forgive you for your actions, but overall, it's like, that's something that you need to understand. What you did was wrong. And just because you got people out there defending you or doing defense videos for you, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean absolutely nothing at all. You know, the thing is this. As a forgiving Christian man myself, you know, I do hope, like, more so in a way where, I guess, mentally, because like mental health, that's something that's like, you know, it's big nowadays. So I hope like her mental health can get into the right place to where she won't do things like that, and she could just be a normal minded person. You know, have fun, you know, go out and just, you know, do whatever that brings joy and entertainment and stuff to your life, but you can't be out there doing stuff like that. You know, you can't be out here having no inappropriate conversations with a minor. So that's just something where I'm like, I hope she realizes that one day, and she sits down, takes the time to do a proper apology video, and, you know, and I guess go from there. You know, and I guess like how, she can start off is by apologizing to that person that she got caught up in this whole situation in the first place. Apologize to her fans, you know, let people know it's like there's no way possible to defend that. It's like people, that's what it is. It's like people guys just start taking accountability for their actions. You ain't taking accountability for your actions, then of course people are going to feel a certain way about you and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm all like, I don't think people are not really forgiving her. I think people have kind of like shifted to, from the focus from her to like overall to just a robot and things. But yeah, it's like people, they're not really happy with her. They was like, they still talking about it till this day and things. So dang, man, it's like, it's just one of those things where I'm all like, you know, maybe one day the world may forgive you. If not, then you know, this situation, you brought it on yourself, and you can't blame nobody else besides yourself. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.